Hey YouTube, on today's video I am doing it on the QUADLOCK system, and I have the fork stem mount Pro, which is this one, and I believe the difference between the Pro and the other one, or than the standard one, is this piece here. I believe this is made out of some type of aluminum. Actually, let's find out. Yeah, CNC machined aluminum body, durable black anodized finish. So the black anodized finish is what's on the Pro. It already has the dual stage locking mechanism, and I believe that's it. So I think it's just a CNC machined aluminum 6061, like what that means. That's basically the type of aluminum or machining that they use. And that's what that part is. So I already installed it, and I have it on the center fork mount. Just so you can get a better picture. Now this is super easy to install, and all it takes, what comes in the box, is this little Allen. And you have a few pieces, so sometimes your fork might be larger in diameter than the regular one that's kind of attached to it. But it's this piece here. And let me get this out. Okay, so this is the extra piece that comes with it, because sometimes the diameter on the fork right there is a little bit larger than the one that's already kind of bolted on, or kind of like already on this piece here. And the way that it works is you have this, right, this little screw there, right? That goes in here, and it goes all the way in there. Now, of course, you're gonna, run it through the piece that's gonna hold it, the stem mount itself. And as you screw this in, this piece right here expands into the fork tube. And that's what's gonna create a very solid fit. So let me put that back just so I can show you. So, I mean, this is not going anywhere. And then the points that you use, here, let me go around, to screw it, is this one. So that point will either go up and down, move this one up or down. This one here, that is gonna control the lever also. And then of course you're gonna tighten this one here, and that's what's going to keep this whole thing in place. And then this is the phone. I have the QUADLOCK that I got is the mag case for the iPhone 6.7 or iPhone 15. So this one's an iPhone 15 Plus Pro. There it is. And then this is how it looks, this portion right here. So what this part here does is when you push this little lever down, it's gonna just bring it up just a tad right there, so that these little rivets here that stick out are gonna lock onto this piece on the phone. So you see how it's up right now just to let it in. So when you turn the phone, it's gonna lock into place there, and you're gonna hear a snap. And that means that it's basically locked in. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but you can feel it, and you know that it's already locked into these places here, so it's not going anywhere. So I've already tested it out. Now let me see if I put this down here, just like that. I'll give you an example. So if I have the phone here, I'm just going to push this down, and it's already locked in place. To release it, you just push down and turn, and it comes off. So if I go the other way, there, then it also snaps into place. So sometimes it snaps, sometimes it doesn't, but you can tell because it's super solid, like it's not going anywhere. Also, if you like this view, the way that this is, I wasn't sure if I should turn this lever a little bit higher, because I was afraid that if I turned left or right, that this would hit the tank, but I already checked it and it doesn't. It's fine. Let me see here. I actually prefer writing this way with it like that instead of like this, right? But this would be for, let's say, navigation, but it doesn't matter. If you have it this way, it's easier to turn on, you know, if you want to pull Spotify, because it doesn't do it horizontal on Apple Music or Spotify. But that's basically how it works. And then to take it off, again, push down on the lever, and then you just a slight twist to the right and then pull up, and that's it, and it stays in place. Now, this is the S1000RR, so if you'll notice, there's no other place to put this quad lock mount. I mean, there's literally no room on the bars anywhere, so you can't use a bar mount, and you can't use the brake fluid mount, because they do have a one where it goes on top of the brake fluid container, but the one that they're talking about has bolts that are in the brake fluid, so it's a solid connection. If you see how this is a twist off, it doesn't do it. So this one is the best option. I was afraid that I'd have to get rid of my clear anodized, you know, little mount here, but I didn't have to do that. Again, this fits perfect. And here, let me get my phone again, just so you can see it. Push down, and you see this right here? It's gonna go into these ones right here. And then as you twist, it's gonna lock into place with this one that protrudes out, thus locking that piece in. Boom. Now, when I was writing prior to this, I was writing with a phone in my pants, in my pocket, in my front pocket. The other motorcycle I had, which was the F900R, I had the Fox wireless mount, and that one was perfect because it fit on the navigation housing. It was like specifically made for that mount, so that one was fine. But when I switched to a sport bike, you know, true sport bike, there wasn't really any place to put it. So then I was just thinking, well, you know, it feels kind of constricting. Plus, it's a bigger phone. And then I can't see anything, and then Siri doesn't always, you know, pay attention to the rules here. And, you know, when I say, Siri, you know, switch station or call so-and-so, it doesn't do it. Or I forget to, as I'm writing, to unlock the phone so that I can do the commands. All right, and then of course, another option that you have with the mounts, you can do the RAM mount. But to me, the RAM mount, it works, but I remember when I used that, I think it was on the Cowie. I had the Cowie 650, and I had a RAM mount on there. So you have like these teeth, right? And then it kind of holds the phone, but it was the plastic mounts that the RAM mount came with, and I could never get it right. So I didn't like that. And then I like the Fox wireless, but then when I got rid of that bike, I didn't have that one. But I like the quad mount. Now here's the thing too, is the quad mounts, or quad locks, I'm sorry. The quad locks, they have a lot of accessories that you can do with this. If you go on the website, you can also buy a screen protector for it. So they have a lot of them. More than likely, the phone that you have, they're gonna have a case for that phone. Now there's also vibration mounts, and the vibration mount would go onto this. And what they're saying is that sometimes when you're riding, the motorcycle's vibrating so hard that it'll mess up the camera. So they actually have a list of motorcycles that might do that and cause harm to your camera. When I pulled up this specific model, you know, S1000RR 2021, it wasn't listed as one of them that might have a problem. So it's just extra protection. This doesn't mess up my camera, or at least not yet. Well, I'm not even gonna say that. It's not messing up my camera, it's fine. But you can get a vibration mount that goes, I think, underneath it. And it just, I think it's like an extra rubber cushioning. So as it's vibrating, it's adding cushion to the phone. Thus not messing up any components on the inside of the camera. Now, what you can also do is you can get a wireless charger. And the wireless charger, of course, QUADLOCK makes them. You can get the wireless charger on it. It goes into here. You have the routing, right, for the wire. You know, you can do the routing, go in the fender, and then get into here, and then directly connect it to the battery. And I believe it has a fuse too. So you can hook it up in there. So I had thought about that, but on this particular model, I have the bike lowered, and in here, well, I'm not gonna, usually underneath there, I forgot what it's called, but it's that, it's that stainless steel thing, and it's got like some cooling fins on it. Anyway, that was rerouted under the seat. So it took room. It took room, so I couldn't put that extra device or so that they have in order to connect the wireless charger. If I really wanted it, all I would do though is I would probably mount it underneath here. There's plenty of room in here, and, you know, kind of figure out how to do that, but it wasn't super necessary. Usually if I'm riding with the guys, there's, you know, they've got chargers, you know, if I need it, if we stop somewhere, but I haven't really had an issue. Plus, it's a brand new phone. The battery's fine on the phone. But that's my review on the QUADLOCK case and the QUADLOCK Fork Stem Mount Pro. And you have the option where you can get different accessories for it. Like I said, you can get the wireless charger, you can get the vibration mount, you know, different things. And of course, it depends on your bike. Now, QUADLOCK also makes them for, you know, bicycles, mountain bikes, e-bikes, you know, all kinds of stuff. And, you know, they have this, right? They've got all the instructions, so, you know, it's pretty easy to follow, right? You put that in there, it just bolts onto there, you know, super easy. And then it also comes with, you know, some more pieces if you need them, because they don't know technically what, not necessarily the kind of bike that it's going on, but what your bike might have for any kind of modifications that were done on it. But that's how I have it now, and it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it looks, well, let me just remove that. It's black, so it kind of goes with my theme here on the bike, so you hardly notice it. Let me just walk around here. Yeah, there we go. So you hardly notice it. You know, looks good on there. It kind of fits, you know, perfect as far as the color goes on the S1000RR. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.